I joined the gang because I just didn't want to be messed with. I would see the gang members around, I would see them hanging out in the front and stuff like that. But the moment we passed each other, that's the only time I ever thought about them. But then I turned an age to where I wasn't just a little kid to them anymore. And one day they wanted to steal one of our skateboards. And I remember being angry and wanted to do something about it. But I knew I couldn't. I knew I had to make a decision. I was either going to let these people punk me every now and then, or I was going to stand up for myself. But at the time, I didn't know the repercussions of it, because not only did I join a gang just to have backup from those people, but then now I have issues and problems with their friends and their friends' friends and adults. And next thing you know, I'm a teenager fighting adults. I was looking for a brotherhood. I was looking for people who cared for me, because at home, nobody cared for me. My dad would always beat us. My mom would always tell us that nobody loved us, that we were, ruining our life. All I wanted to do was have a good time, live my life, and not be messed with. And joining a gang was not the answer. I decided to join the military when I was a little kid. Growing up, I liked Superman and Batman and the Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers, but I knew they were fake. Watching the war movies, I knew those people were real. I knew they existed. I wanted to be like them. I wanted to be strong. I wanted to be, brave. I wanted the brotherhood, the community. I wanted all that, because in a lot of ways, not only was I missing that, but I wasn't that. I mean, I was a malnourished, little Mexican kid. Even when I was running around the streets, causing all this trouble, I knew right away that there's no life in it. And as soon as I can join the army, I joined. So when I went in, I told the recruiter, I've been watching these National Geographic specials and the military channel, that there's these things called IEDs are killing a bunch of soldiers, and I want to go after those people, or I want to go and find these things. How does it work? And they told me you can either be EOD or a combat engineer. And in high school, I failed everything but math and PE. So when he told me all the schooling needed for EOD, I knew right away, I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make EOD. So combat engineer was. Next thing you know, within 6 months of joining, I was in Iraq looking for bombs. We found some. But I remember seeing all the special forces guys and the Rangers, and I felt like they just had a more direct impact towards those people. I was looking for these things, the IDs, but I wanted to go after the people. And as I was building myself physically, mentally, thanks to my mentor Hugo Vanderwall, he believed in me, and he helped me believe in myself. And he told me, if you want to go, you should do it. You can do it. And I dropped my packet and never looked back. Vanderwall helped me so much, and to this day, I think I might have asked him this question like 100 times by now, is what did you see in me? Why did you help me out so much? And he always tells me the same thing. You were a knucklehead, but I can tell you wanted to change. And I can tell you were eager to learn, and that's all I needed. So he took me under his wing, and a lot of the things that he was saying, I was just so uneducated, not just in the books, but in life. I remember going to his room, and while guys had, pizza boxes stacked up and Monster Energy drinks and just playing video games, in his room he had a library. And it was stacked with books that he had read, and he was way above his age in wisdom, and he just tried to pour it in me as much as possible. I was a good army dad, but now that I'm out, I realized that yes, I wasn't away like my dad was, but I was still away, and they missed that, and they needed that. And same with my wife, she was just so supportive, and when it was just I was just so focused on my career, it was just me all the time. And she could see why, I'm training to go fight overseas, and yeah, you could die. So she would let me do everything that I needed to do so I can be focused, so I can be prepared. She just was so supportive. A few days ago, we hit 12 years being married, but I was not a good husband for at least the husband that I should have been and I want to be for those 12 years. And same as being a father. But recently I did like an actual clinic with professionals. I did 2 psychedelic sessions, and as soon as the first session was over, they picked me up, and I told my son, I told him, and my daughter, I told him, AJ and Ari too, I know you guys don't understand, but I wasn't there when you guys were born, and it really bugged me. But not till now do I realize how much it did bug me. I told them that I don't really know them. It's these little things that make them them. I still don't know. I told them that I want to get to know them, and my son started crying because he's young, but he's not dumb, and he knows I wasn't there. He knows that maybe we don't have that strong relationship. Yes, I wasn't away because I was drinking and partying or this or that. It was because of the military, but regardless, I wasn't there, and he knows it. My wife seems happier, and I asked her, and she said, "I'm glad that you did this. I'm glad that you're saying it because there were some things that I wanted to tell you, but I didn't want to say it and then you just acknowledge it. I wanted you to for it to come from within. So you know what I'm saying, so you don't take it in a bad way. And I feel like I probably should have done this a long time ago." It became necessary to make money for these events because I was going to have my third child. My wife told me one day, I know these veteran events that you're making mean a lot to you, and I see that during the gatherings people are happy and they're building friendships and stuff like that, but let's be honest, we can't afford that. And she was right, and that made me sad and that made me angry, and that's when the idea of I need to create a company to support these events. That's when I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. It just happened by chance. My son drew the pumpkin, and I, at the time, I was looking for a logo. I was watching The Office, and my son brought the OG pumpkin drawing to me, and he's like, "I made this for you," and that's when I looked at it right away, and this is going to be my design. The first thing OG Pumpkin offered was a sticker, the sticker that the pumpkin that my son drew. I made 100 stickers, and I said on Instagram, I made a post, who wants a sticker? And within 2 hours, all 100 stickers were spoken for, and we wrote addresses for 100 different envelopes to bases all over the world. Anywhere where there's a base, that's where we sent them. Italy, Germany, all over the United States, Iraq, Afghanistan, and that's when I knew I got something. I think OG Pumpkin started a long time ago. Even though the company didn't start until 2019, the idea of what it stood for, I've been doing that since I was selling drugs and using the money to buy, clothes and food for my brother and sister, and buy food for my friends and just have a good time. And I've been doing that. I did that in the military. I did that when I was a private, and we all know as a private you don't get paid a lot. I did that when I got out, and I've been doing that now. Now it just has a name. All the violent things, like the events, like the open mats for jiu-jitsu or the shooting ranges. It's things that I do. It's things that I like. So it naturally, it's natural for me to just throw these events. But also because I know those people, they're tough, but they need help. They are almost too tough for their own good, and I know that because I used to be like that. I used to not express myself. I used to, not open myself up to anything that was, I would say, soft, and it damaged a lot of my relationships. From being a brother, a teammate, a husband, a dad. So you can do both. You can shoot, you can be in martial arts, but you can also open up. You can also, pick flowers with your kids and be silly and be vulnerable in front of your wife. I mean, you can do all these things, and nobody says you can't. Which is why one of the big reasons why I'm so public about everything that I do, because who's going to tell me that I'm not physically and mentally strong? And when at the same time I'm saying, hey, if you gotta go see a therapist, go see a therapist. If you miss your friend, it's okay to cry. You don't have to bottle it all in, and then because it's the recipe for self-destruction. When people think of OG Pumpkin, I want them to think about community. Community is important to me because humans aren't meant to be alone. In jail, in prison, the worst thing that they can do to you is put you in the hole. Just humans aren't meant to be alone. They're meant to have their own tribe, their own community, whether it's, a few people to a few dozen. I mean, I just think that, we have Wi-Fi and jets and all this and that, but at the end of the day, people need people. My time in the service it's everything. I mean, it is the root of all the good I've ever done, and will do and continue to do. I mean, and then all my dead friends. I mean, it's hard to say, but all my dead friends are a big part of the reason why I do these events. Why when people congratulate me on such a positive thing for this event, or that event, or this giveaway, or whatever, it's because of them. It's because I know that life is short. I know that people also want brotherhood. I know people are missing people. I'm not the only one with dead friends. So, if I can just throw an event and we all gather, and maybe we'll talk about our friends, or maybe we won't. But the point is, I think we should live, to the fullest. And it's not just words, it's actions. And I think it's safe to say that, I've been trying to do that ever since I got out.
My name is Angel Cortez. I am the CEO of OG Pumpkin.
Yay!
Add the cake at the end.
Alina, show Daddy your rhythm. Show Daddy your rhythm.
Let me see you.
Go show Daddy your rhythm.
1, 2, 3. Again.
You know why I turned out hard?
Oh, what about Chonchis? I bet
Show me
Chonchis.
your
Go.
rhythm. Show Daddy.
Chonchis.
Show Papa. Me? Okay, ready? You go.